Is it on? All right. It's been forever since I came on here and answered all of the same questions that you've already heard a million times. So I'm doing it again. Question and answer video. I tweeted out earlier today to send me some questions. You did it. Let's see what kind of questions you guys have been asking me using the hashtag AskBigT. If you could live on another planet, which one would you choose? I don't know. I'd have to look at like the pros and cons of each. I don't think any of them are habitable though. Not that we found at least. So none of them. I really like it here. We have, you know, a lot of good food establishments, things to do. A lot of other people, first of all. So that's good. I think I'd just stay here. It's Milko says, have you fallen in love with a stock and not sold it even though it kept fluctuating and cost you some money? Oh, more than some. Yeah. Oh, no, I have for sure. But, you know, that's part of the learning process, getting in there, making some mistakes, you know, doing it the wrong way, figuring out what the right way is. That's the best way to, you know, just fuck up. That's the best way to fuck up. Fetty Not Fetty says, how fast can you clap your hands? That was slow as shit. I don't know. That's as fast as I can do it, though. 08 English A says, back when you were competing, would you have preferred to win 100K from winning champs or win 500K from the lottery? 500K? What the fuck? What kind of question is that? I would have took the 500 grand, $500,000. Easy. Jonathan Bennett says, Big T, please. I've tried so many people. I need help now. My dog is badly injured. Please DM. I'll explain everything. Listen, Jonathan Bennett, I don't know if you're serious about this or what, but I'm probably not the best person to be asking, especially 54 minutes ago, if your dog is badly injured. Take his ass to the vet. What do you think? Why would you tweet me? Tweet me. Why would you do that? Doesn't make sense. Take your dog to the vet. Damn. This is a good question. Zane says, what's your favorite part about being self-employed? One of the pros, I think, or maybe the biggest pro, of being self-employed is being able to work whenever you want. This sort of ties into the con as well. So on certain days, you know, for YouTube at least, I mean, you know, if you're doing something like, you know, managing money or trading stocks, you're still sort of on a timeline. The markets are only open for certain hours a day. But as far as like YouTube's concerned, you know, it's, if I want to wake up early one morning and get everything done, record 2 or 3 videos for the next 2 or 3 days, and then either upload them all that day or save them for the next few days, or you know, just do one video in the morning, have the rest of the day to do whatever I want, or if I want to sleep in one morning, whatever, the schedule is on you. The pro is scheduling, but that's also sort of a con because it's like nobody else is going to push you to do your work, and it's whatever you put into it, that's what you're going to get out of it. So it's sort of on your mind 24/7. And the fact that there is no set work time means that you're always worrying about it. You're always thinking about it. And I'm sure anybody else who does YouTube can, you know, attest to the fact that it's always on the back of your mind, regardless of what you're doing. I never stop thinking about YouTube or what my next video idea is going to be, or how good this video was doing, or anything like that. So luckily for me, you know, I live in a house with 6 or 7 other people who have very similar goals. We all do YouTube. So if I'm ever like short on video ideas, or they are, we can sort of lean on each other to help, and you know, that helps. And seeing other people that are motivated in the same pursuits you are, it helps you as well. So those are the pros and the cons. Alan Stevens says, what was it like playing at your first LAN? I remember this very vividly. Anaheim, California, 2009 National Championships, Call of Duty 4. I was terrified, especially the finals match. Now, the first few matches, we were put off in like a dark, obsolete corner of the venue. It was nothing crazy. It was sort of weird, you know, just being your first LAN, seeing the people that you've been competing against online for, at that point, about a year, maybe 2 years. But the main stage match, Extravagant versus Envious, oh, it was nerve-wracking. Can you imagine? Farouk is up there, you know, introducing the teams. I got Chris Puckett, Fwiz, Lies up there commentating, fans in the stands, big ass stage, lights blaring down on me, cameras on me. Not only that, but the first game was Search and Destroy with only 1 life. Search and Destroy is nerve-wracking as it is. So as soon as I spawned in, backlot Search and Destroy, I was violently shaking, and all I could think was that the camera was literally watching me, and everybody was just like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? Is he serious? It's just video games. But once I got my first, frag, my first kill on that map, I sort of settled in to my own. But yeah, it was pretty terrifying. It was not fun. Like, and we were the first seed going into it, and I always ended up playing better throughout my career whenever we weren't expected to do well or when we were underdogs, because you don't have anything to lose going into it. But when you're expected to just steamroll people, or your first seed going into a tournament, you have a lot to lose. And that tournament, I had a lot to lose, because I was not only trying to prove myself to other Call of Duty players, but it was also like proving myself to my parents and friends and family, so they would support me in what I did. So very nerve-wracking, not a fan. And I didn't perform. I mean, I did okay. We won, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Taha I'm gonna butcher your name. Taha Almansra, something like that, says, who are your favorite YouTubers? I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube, but when I do, I've got some go-to people. No particular order: Casey Neistat, Hodge Twins, Comedy Shorts Gamer, KSI, Chris Jones, and that's really about it. I think those are the only YouTubers that I watch, really. When I was doing gaming videos, I would watch a bit of Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, those kind of guys, but that was mostly for like ideas on how I wanted to format my videos, and just to get, just figure out what they were doing, because they're obviously super successful in their genre of videos. Steven Adams says, where do you see yourself in 5 years? That's a good question, because what I do in particular, and just YouTube in general, is very volatile. We have no idea where it's going. I think it's still going to be prominent. It's still going to be a big thing. So I would love to continue making videos. I would love to somehow be involved in the gaming scene. But I will be 30 years old in 5 years. So I would love by that time to have started some sort of fund, whether it be like a small hedge fund. I mean, it would definitely start being a small hedge fund. But even to this day, 2.5 years after, or just 2 years after really getting involved in managing money and finance, I'm still super interested in it. I have no problem waking up early in the mornings to do it. It's the first thing I think about, honestly, when I wake up. It's the last thing I think about before I go to bed. It seems strange being passionate about like just numbers on a screen, but going to your computer each day, being self-employed, just trying to figure out the Rubik's Cube that is the financial markets each day is something that I don't think is ever going to extinguish. That fire will never be extinguished within me, and I fucking love to do it. So I would love to have some sort of fund, maybe a small one. If I could get a small loan of $1 million from somebody that I could just go burn in the markets, that would be great. But ideally, yeah, if I could, run a small hedge fund and YouTube that, maybe have that be like a YouTube series or something, that would be ideal, which is sort of what I'm doing right now. I would love to just do what I'm doing right now forever. That'd be great, but I would be foolish to think that would continue forever. We'll see in 5 years. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna be doing next year. So Grant P58 says, if you could, would you trade a guy in the Optic House for $1 million each event that person would go to, and who? Now look, I'm not sure I understand this question fully, but yes, I would trade. Like, are they dying, or are they just getting kicked out of the Optic House? Because I would kick everybody out for $1 million. Just give me the cash. If they're dying, I'm not sure, but you just said trade a guy. I don't know who they're being traded to, but yeah, for $1 million, 6 zeros, yeah, they could go. Vizzy YT says, was there any time in which you thought your time in Optic was coming to an end soon? That's a pretty good question. For me in particular, yeah, I guess in like 2014, like I said, for the majority of the year, I spent it focused on trying to learn the ins and outs of the markets and managing money. And for a lot of that time, I was streaming a little bit, but you guys know I took off like a year from YouTube. I wasn't doing much for the Optic brand at all, so I figured there was going to come a time where they're like, hey, you either need to start helping us or get the fuck out, because you're not, you're not doing anything. Luckily, that day never came for me, and now I'm spending a lot more time focused on creating content for Optic and just bringing, some likability to the brand. I think you guys like me. I don't know. I like you guys. So hopefully that's a mutual thing we have going. But as far as like Optic in general, really the same time, yeah, after UMG Philly, Seth left the team, or Scumpy, you know, there was some dark times there. It was only me and Matt there for a little while, and we didn't know what the future of Optic was. We didn't know what Matt was going to do. We didn't know what I was going to do. And, you know, there was a lot of people attacking us at the time. So there's been, you know, peaks and there's been valleys. You know what I'm saying? And the peaks are really high and the valleys are really low. We like to stay right here on an even keel. Maybe a little bit closer, you know, to the top. But, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But, yeah, there's been a few times, but everything has been really good for us for as long as I can remember now. Super thankful to have all of you guys supporting us still after all these years. You know, we moved into the Optic House originally when everything was, you know, sort of blew up originally. That was 3 years ago, nearly 3 years. So thank you guys for sticking with us. Haunted Frisky says, how do you not have glare on your glasses in your videos? Hashtag fellow glasses wearing YouTuber. Look, Brandon, I don't know if you see this, but my shits are thick, dude. I got some bad eyesight. My whole family does. They're all wearing glasses, contacts, something. So I do have glare. You know, you just got to deal with it. I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? I can wear contacts, but I'm not responsible enough. Like I said, I've told you guys before, I leave them in for months at a time. Not good for my eyes. I like my glasses. How big is your dick? I'm not answering that. Hey, come on. Let's get one more good question. Gotta be something really unique out here. Creamy or crunchy peanut butter. Fuck. Paul Lackenbach says, what's your favorite movie of all time? I'm a big movie guy, love movies. It really depends on the genre, but if I had to say, you know, one thing I could just watch over and over again, if I see it on in the living room, I'm sitting down to watch it. If somebody else has never seen it, one, I'm cussing them out. Two, I'm making them watch it right there on the spot. Goodfellas. Great cast, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Ray Liotta. Love the, you know, like I said, the cast, the acting, the story. I love mafia movies, the plot. Everything about that movie is great. I'm gonna sneeze, get ready. Goodfellas. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the Q&A here today. Like I said, it's been about a month since I did one of these, so I'll see you again next month, most likely. I think we're going to, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it or not, a Logic concert tomorrow, so that should be dope. I'm going to record that for a day in the life on Saturday. I don't know what'll be up tomorrow, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. I'm sorry it went up so late because it's already 6:30. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like. If you didn't, just refresh it. Give it one more chance. And as always, guys, I don't really have an